You wake up at 3 a.m., jaw aching, teeth clenched so hard it feels like you've been biting down on a stone in your sleep. And the first thought is, I'm stressed. Work, money, that message you haven't answered, that thing you said 3 days ago that your brain keeps replaying like a bad little courtroom drama. But maybe it's not just stress. Maybe your body is preparing for an attack that never came. Maybe some part of you still believes the night is not safe. That silence means something is coming. That peace is just the pause before pain. So while your mind is asleep, your body stays on shift, guarding the door, locking the jaw, holding the line. Here are 8 things your body does that might not be random at all. They might be trauma responses, not weakness, not drama, not you being too sensitive, survival, still running. First, jaw clenching, teeth grinding, nocturnal armor. That's what it is. Your jaw becomes the helmet you never got to wear. You can be completely asleep, unconscious, gone from the room, and still your body is bracing, grinding, clamping, biting down like it's trying to stop something from getting in, or maybe trying to stop something from getting out. The words you never said, the scream you swallowed, the anger that had nowhere safe to go. In 2022, Bender and colleagues published research in the Journal of Oral Rehabilitation showing that 70% of chronic teeth grinders had histories of childhood emotional neglect. Sit with that. Not a small overlap, not a quirky coincidence. 70%. Because when you grow up in an environment where your feelings don't matter, where comfort is rare, where nobody notices the little fractures in you, your body starts doing the noticing for them. The jaw tightens first when you learn pain arrives without warning. Before the hands, before the chest, before the stomach, the jaw locks. Because if you can hold your face still, maybe nobody will know. Maybe nobody will punish you. Maybe nobody will leave. Second, cold hands and cold feet. You're sitting in a warm room. Everyone else is fine, but your fingers are ice. Your toes feel like they belong to a corpse. You rub your hands together, wear socks, drink tea, still cold, and yes, maybe it's circulation. Maybe it's thyroid. Maybe it's medical and worth checking. But sometimes cold hands and feet are your nervous system telling an old story. When the body senses threat, it redirects blood flow away from the extremities, toward the core, heart, lungs, vital organs. Because fingers are optional in an emergency. Survival is not. Your vascular system learned there isn't enough. Not enough safety, not enough warmth, not enough time, not enough love that stayed. So it preserves what it has. Pulls resources inward, keeps the center alive. Cold hands can be the body's old economy. Saved, conserve. Don't waste anything, because safety was always temporary, because comfort could vanish in one slammed door, one tone shift, one look across the room, and your body remembers that better than your mind does. Third, scanning every room for exits. You walk into a restaurant and you already know where the door is. You clock the exits. You notice who's standing too close. You sit with your back to the wall if you can. You know who is drunk, who is angry, who is loud, who moves too fast, who feels off. Other people call it being observant. You call it normal, but your neck knows the truth. Your eyes don't rest. Your head turns before you tell it to. Your body is mapping the room like a security system with no off switch. This is hypervigilance, not just a thought pattern, a posture, a muscle habit. A way your eyes scan, your neck tightens, your hearing sharpens. Stephen Porges, in his 2011 work on polyvagal theory, described how the nervous system keeps scanning for cues of danger or safety below conscious awareness, meaning your thinking brain can say, I'm safe. But your body might still be asking, are we though? That's the split. That's the exhaustion. You're not paranoid. You're trained. You learned that danger had details, footsteps, breathing, a certain silence, a certain mood in the room. So now your body reads everything. Because once, missing the signs cost you. Fourth, that knot in your throat when you need to speak. You know what you want to say. It's right there. The sentence is formed. Your mind has it. Your body refuses. Throat tight. Face thin. Chest hot. You swallow once, twice. Nothing moves. Suddenly you're not an adult with opinions. You're a child again, standing in front of someone whose reaction could ruin the whole day. That knot is not imaginary. There are muscles in your throat that constrict under threat. The body can literally close around your voice. Ancient silence protocol. Because for a long time, staying quiet was how humans survived. Don't draw attention. Don't challenge the powerful one. Don't make the dangerous person more dangerous. And if a speaking up was punished in your house, mocked in your house, ignored in your house, twisted against you in your house, your throat learned the rule. Close, protect, disappear. So now even with someone kind, someone safe, someone who might actually listen, your body hits the old switch. No words, just pressure, a lump, a locked gate. And then you hate yourself for not speaking. But your throat was never trying to betray you. It was trying to keep you alive. Fifth, flinching at unexpected touch. Someone comes up behind you and puts a hand on your shoulder. They mean nothing by it. Maybe they love you. Maybe they're just trying to get your attention. But your whole body jumps. Shoulders shoot up. Breath catches. Heart spikes. Maybe you laugh it off. Sorry, you scared me. But inside, there's shame. Why did I react like that? Why am I like this? Because the flinch arrives before the thought. That's the point. A startle reflex is fast because survival has no time for committee meetings. Your body doesn't stop to ask, is this touch loving, neutral, threatening, accidental? It reacts. Then you think. That order matters. When touch has ever carried threat, your skin learns. When someone's hand meant control, punishment, grabbing, violation, or even unpredictable affection that could switch into cruelty, the nervous system calibrates itself to the harshest possibility, not the average, the worst. So now even gentle touch can hit the alarm. It's not that you don't want closeness. It's that part of you still needs proof that closeness won't become harm. And proof takes time. Not one hug, not one apology. Time. Sixth, nausea before confrontation. You have to send a hard text. Set a boundary. Ask for what you need. Tell someone they hurt you. And before anything even happens, your stomach turns. Queasy? Sour. Tight. Maybe you lose your appetite. Maybe you run to the bathroom. Maybe you feel like you're going to throw up from a conversation that hasn't even started yet. That is the gut-brain axis. The vagus nerve, the dictum, old conversation between your belly and your brain. Your body knows before your mind does, or maybe not knows, predicts, based on old evidence. Because confrontation used to mean danger. It meant abandonment, rage, punishment, silent treatment, being called selfish, being made responsible for someone else's feelings. So your gut says we've seen this movie. It ends badly. The first psyche was the gut. Before language, before analysis, before journaling, before therapy words, the body had sensation. Clench, drop, twist, reject. Your stomach remembers what you forgot, or what you minimized, or what everyone told you wasn't a big deal. Your nausea is not weakness. It is old intelligence. Outdated maybe, but intelligent. Seventh, shoulders that never fully relax. You notice them during the day, up by your ears. Hard as boards. You drop them. Take a breath. Roll your neck. For about 30 seconds, you feel human. Then 5 minutes later, they're back up again, like they have their own religion. Chronic trapezius tension. Permanent readiness posture. The body's version of brace yourself. Shoulders protect the neck, the throat, the heart from behind. They rise when you're cold, scared, threatened, overwhelmed. And if you spent years overwhelmed, your shoulders may have decided this is just where they live now. Half raised, half armored, always ready for impact. And the brutal part is you might not even know what relaxed feels like. Not really. You know numb. You know exhausted. You know collapsed after pushing too hard. But safe, soft, at ease. That might feel strange, even wrong. Because if your body learned that danger comes when you let your guard down, relaxation can feel irresponsible, like leaving the door unlocked. So you relax your shoulders and they tighten again within minutes, not because you failed, because your body doesn't believe you yet. It doesn't trust the room. It doesn't trust peace. It doesn't trust that nobody is about to need you, blame you, corner you, or explode. You never learned what safety feels like in the body. So now you're learning late, which still counts. Eighth, tension headaches. The kind that wrap around your skull like a band. Pressure behind the eyes. Pain at the base of the skull. Neck stiff. Scalp sore. Jaw tight. You take painkillers. Drink water. Blame the screen. And sure, maybe the screen isn't helping, but sometimes tension headaches are the cost of holding a shield up for years. Cervicogenic headaches can come from dysfunction and tension in the neck. And when your scalp, jaw, and neck are living in chronic contraction, your head becomes the battlefield. Think about what your body is doing. Jaw clenched. Shoulders lifted, neck rigid, eyes scanning, throat closed, breath shallow. That's not one symptom. That's a whole defense system. A shield that won't lower. And after a while, the shield hurts too. That's the cruel thing about survival patterns. They protect you from the original threat, then they become their own kind of prison. But even then, your body is not stupid. It is not broken. It is loyal. Too loyal, maybe. But loyal. And this is the paradigm flip. These are not malfunctions. They are adaptations. Every response kept you alive once. The clenched jaw stopped the words that might have made things worse. The cold hands preserved your core. The scanning gave you warning. The closed throat kept you hidden. The flinch bought you a fraction of a second. The nausea warned you away from conflict. The raised shoulders protected your neck. The headaches came from muscles trying to hold the whole structure together. Your body is faithful. Painfully faithful. It still runs the software that saved you. The danger left without telling your nervous system. That's the wound. Not that you're still reacting, but that nobody came back to your body and said, it's over now. Nobody taught your muscles the war ended. Nobody taught your gut that boundaries don't always cost love. Nobody taught your jaw that sleep is allowed. So healing is not yelling at your body to stop. It's not shaming the flinch, not forcing relaxation like another performance, not calling yourself dramatic because your stomach turns before a hard conversation. Healing starts with telling the truth. This response makes sense. Maybe not for today, But for then, and then slowly, gently with repetition, your body learns the update. This room is safe. This person is safe. This moment is not that moment. I can speak and survive. I can rest and survive. I can be touched gently and survive. I can unclench and survive. Your body is not trying to hurt you. It is trying to protect you from a past that no longer exists. So the real question is not, how do I stop these symptoms? The better question is quieter, scarier, more honest. When your body finally believes it is safe, who will you be without the armor?